It's Chelsa Messenger with Picks and Parlays. Baseball season is nearing the end, but we've got some good games to watch and some nice little rivalry games to look at here. For a limited time only, we've got 15% off the entire site at picksandparlays.net. Just use the promo code NFL15. Yankees and Red Sox, although it has not been much of a rivalry this season. The Red Sox have lost their past 10 straight games to the Yankees. The Yankees are finally catching fire and hitting like this Yankees team that everyone expected them to be. Chip Chirimbes joining us to talk this matchup. Chip, what jumps out to you when you see this Yankees-Red Sox game where the Yankees are probably going to be huge favorites? I would say
Huge
minus
favorites.
210, minus 220.
I think it's definitely going to be up there. They are on the road, which may diminish it a little bit, but they're so much better. And this Red Sox pitching staff is now the worst in all of Major League Baseball. You know, it's sad for me, Chelsea, because as a guy that loves this series, the Yankees and the Red Sox, I would rather have the Red Sox be competitive. And we see these two teams going at each other, and it's just not happening this year. Red Sox aren't competitive at all. So the Yankees are going to start J.A. Happ. 1-2 in a year, 3.96 ERA. I'm used to calling him AJ because everyone I knew from where I grew up was Anthony Jr., AJ. He's J.A. Happ. Not all that bad. There's only 30 hits given up in 36 innings. Aaron Judge is right now with him returning to the lineup and Stanton in the lineup now returned. He got 4 hits in the second game out. That the Yankees are, he says, the team to beat. I'll still wait and see because pitching is clue, particularly in these short series. If you can get a big time start out of your number 1 and number 2 guys, you're going to rule. Boston's starting Chris Mazza. They started Perez on Friday night. Mazza's got a 5.57 ERA. I think the Yankees just bomb him. They're 7-17 at home coming into Friday night. And, he's given up 25 hits in 21 innings. The pitching staff for the Red Sox should be exploited by these Yankee sluggers unless they just go nuts viewing that green monster and overcompensating, trying to jump at pitches. I don't see how Boston can compete. I really don't.
You're not going to get any value on the Yankees, and I don't ever take a team that's minus 210, minus 220. So personally, I think I would look at a total here. If it's not over 10.5, it might be 11 the way this Yankees team is hitting. But these sluggers are finally back. Giancarlo Stanton is back. You mentioned Judge being back in the lineup, and Luke Voit, actually the first hitter in Major League Baseball to reach 20 home runs. So they do have some power outside those big money guys. And something else worth noting, the Red Sox actually hit lefties pretty well. And the Yankees are starting a lefty here. I don't think they're going to outslug the Yankees, but I think they can probably put some numbers on the board. They're actually 8th in the big leagues when it comes to on base and slugging percentage against lefties. So I would see a high scoring total in this one. I think the Yankees do win, but I would play a total here. Chip, how do you think you'd get some value on this one?
I think probably the way to take the value is either lay the run line or, like you said, play the total. And, this Voit is on his way to projected hit 70 homers in the full season. How about that? Not going to work this year. But, you'd have to play the over. Don't you think, Chelsea? I mean, just the way the Yankees are swinging that bat right now. And even if you would like it even more if they have say a weak hitting night Friday night. If their bats are cooled off Friday, I expect them to come back big Saturday.
Right, and maybe the run line's worth a look. If it's not, because sometimes even the run line is a high price, and I don't love that either.
I hate to do it, really. I hate laying any kind of runs. But if you're forced to play the game the way the Yankees are pounding the ball, it might be worth a shot. As a matter of fact, I saw on one line on this game already they had the Yankees at minus 2.5 runs if you wanted to lay that, and you could have had that for even money, and that's a big number. That's huge.
Especially because these teams aren't playing for the spread; they're playing to win. So
exactly.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for our baseball talk here on Picks and Parlays. Chip Chirimbes, always good stuff. Thanks for joining us, Chip.